recent scientific investigation has unlocked the damaging secret of uncontrolled obesity and weight gain, revealing old claims to be false, with shocking results. Statistics now report the alarming climb is spreading worldwide and leading to the harsh reality that this can happen to anyone. Experts reveal that fat cells produce a vital messenger called leptin. Leptin is the most powerful hormone for appetite and metabolism control. It communicates to the brain to no longer crave food and tells the body when to start burning fat cells as energy. But the problem starts when the fat cells begin releasing an inflammatory molecule known as C-reactive protein. When CRP fuses with leptin molecules, it blocks the critical message the brain desperately needs to tell the body it's full. The metabolism is now no longer balanced, and the body goes into chaos. Enter the vicious cycle of unwanted weight gain, which can lead to extreme low energy, poor posture, obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. If we could restore balance to our metabolism, allowing leptin to enter as it should, this would assist in regulating appetite and fat burning properly. With the human body being the most sophisticated system on the planet, an advanced system requires an advanced solution to restore it back to proper order. This synergistic formula has been developed to solve this global problem and targets the essential aspects of intense fat loss: dramatic appetite control, the decrease of fat in inches, and the building of healthy, toned muscles. The body once again opens the way to excellent balance, allowing it to work in perfect harmony. The body stronger, the body leaner, the body younger, the body perfected. ZenBodi, groundbreaking fat loss technology, exclusive to Jeunesse.
Hello everyone, my name is William Amzalag and I want to welcome you to our 9th episode of Jeunesse Longevity TV.
Jeunesse, we are redefining youth.
Obesity, or should I say globesity. Today, obesity is a worldwide epidemic disease. There is an outrageous eruption of a worldwide obesity even in the countries where not so long ago famine was the #1 health issue. The fatness of the world is changing rapidly. And this is very disturbing because it's going out of proportion and nobody can get any control of this new epidemic. Many children become obese and then become obese adults. The diseases associated with obesity, such as heart disease, cancer, and especially diabetes, will explode. That will mean a lot of sick people all over the world. The cost in terms of death, diseases, and money spending is just astronomical. Think about today. There is in the world about 3 billion people overweight and 800 million real obese. The cost of obesity in the United States is about 150 billion per year, which is 10% of the total US medical cost. So what is the difference between overweight and obese. Overweight means that you gain only few kilo above standard, from 1 to 15 kilo for adults. Above this threshold, you're considered as obese. If you wish to get more detailed information, then you have to calculate your BMI, which means your body mass index, by using the following formula: your weight in kilo divided by your height in square meters. If your BMI shows score under 18.5 per square meter, it means that you need to gain weight. You are underweight. If it is between 18.5 and 25, you are in normal standard. Between 25 and 30, you are overweight, and above 30, you are qualified for obesity. Note that BMI is a standard tool which do not apply in extremes like very tall people or very small people, and also should be adapted to children. Why people become obese? It is very simple in theory, but become more complicated when we reach fat metabolism. We are gaining weight or fat when we eat more than we spend in terms of calorie, or when we spend less than we eat in terms of calorie. So how do we get energy? The body will get energy only from the food, knowing that 1 gram of carbohydrate will release 4 calories, same for proteins, but 1 gram of fat will release 9 calories. So all depend on how much you eat and what kind of food you eat. If the food is rich in fat or in protein or in sugars. Now, how do we spend energy? There are 3 ways to spend energy. The first one is what we call basal metabolism, which is the necessary energy required to get our body working and all our million of chemical reactions working, and working properly. This requires approximately 1 calorie per kilo and per hour. So, if you weigh 60 kilo, you will spend in 24 hours 60 multiplied by 24 equal 1,440 calories per day. And this is good news because you have no control on that. The second spending is the necessary energy to fight against heat or cold, and this depends on the environment and the way that you are protected against heat or cold. It is called thermogenesis. And again, you have little control on that. The third one is the energy required to move your body, and that is entirely up to you. This is to say that physical activity is the only controllable way to spend energy. We will see later that this very simple way of gaining or losing weight is influenced by many other factors, and especially the control of fat metabolism by a sophisticated group of hormones. So why such epidemic? To understand, we have to go back 20,000 years ago. As surprising that it can be, our genes have not changed for the last 20,000 years. At this time, life for humans was quite difficult. In fact, life was based on food availability, and food was really available only during spring and summer. The rest of the time, no food, almost famine. Our genes has to adapt and to work in accordance with this alternance of abundance and famine, and they create a kind of energy storage. The fat cell was born. This cell has the capacity to store all kinds of energy derived from fat, from carbohydrates, and even proteins. It can increase 50-fold its size and retain energy in the form of triglycerides. Because of uncertainty of food availability, our genes were oriented toward the saving mode, which was oriented in the storage facility. What happened 20,000 years later? Our genes are still oriented towards saving mode, but there is no more famine. On the contrary, the new society offers an extreme abundance of food rich in calories, and that all over the year. And guess what happened? Everything is going first in storage. And once in storage, it is very difficult to get out. You understand now why it is very difficult today not to gain weight or fat. But there is another factor. 20,000 years ago, in order to bring food at home, men were hunting, fishing, or climbing trees to get fruits. And that was a huge energy spending mode. Today, with a new technology created for lifting heavy items or escalator or elevator, we reduce drastically our energy spending. You understand now why it is so easy to gain weight or fat. What are the consequences of obesity in terms of health and longevity? To make a long story short, it is a disaster. Being and staying obese will lead to a long list of chronic diseases, including cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, metabolic syndrome, and consequently a drastic shortening of life. That will not account for the uncomfortable physical, emotional, and mental consequences of being heavy for ourselves and for our relationship. In terms of aging, obesity is shortening telomeres, increasing DNA damage, and reducing stem cell pool. So what to do for reducing obesity? Obviously, it is quite difficult considering the worldwide effort of the medical community with so small results. Health authorities are repeatedly organizing campaigns to inform people about the consequences of eating too much sugar or fat or the lack of exercise. But the food industry until now do not help and still putting on the market food rich in bad sugar and bad fat. The first step is to be convinced that improving your lifestyle, which means improving your nutrition, your physical activity, managing your stress and your emotion, in order to stop impulsive eating, will be a very good action to preserve your life and your longevity. The second step will be to use specific food supplements to help managing your fat metabolism and rebuild the muscles that you lose when lacking exercise. This is why Jeunesse decided to create a new line of product specially designed to counteract craving, to help fat metabolism, and to reduce muscle loss. Be with us in our next episode dedicated to the ZenBodi line. My name is William Amzalag, and I will see you on our next episode. Thank you.
Jeunesse. We are redefining youth.
Hello everyone, welcome to our 10th episode of Jeunesse Longevity TV.
Jeunesse. We are redefining youth.
ZenBodi. ZenBodi for what? ZenBodi for losing fat, not losing weight. So what is the difference between losing fat and losing weight? To understand the difference, let's see how our body composition is. Our body is made of 3 parts. The most important part is water, which represents 60 to 70% of the total weight. Then the lean mass, which is essentially muscles and bones, and represent 20 to 30% of the total weight. And finally, the fat mass, representing from 5 to 30% of the total weight, depending on your corpulence. When we lose weight, we lose mainly water, muscles, and fat, and this is not good because we need the water, and obviously we don't want to lose muscles. So scientists try to find out a way of losing fat without losing muscles, taking in consideration that we can always drink water. So what happens when we eat food in terms of energy? Food are broken down into macronutrients, which are basically protein, fat, and carbohydrate, and in micronutrients, which are vitamins, minerals, and trace elements. All those nutrients cross the intestinal barrier and go to the blood. Carbohydrates are going first in small storage place in the liver and are stored in the form of glycogen. But the space is limited. All that is controlled and managed by a couple of opposite hormones called insulin and glucagon. But if we don't need immediate energy, or if the liver storage is full, then the carbohydrates are converted into fat and are directed into the fat cells. This is the way to gain weight by eating too much pasta, pizza, cookies, bread, sugar, and sugar drinks. Protein are sent where is needed, but if necessary, they can be converted to fat too. Fat are usually sent directly to the fat cells, and more fat you eat, more fat you keep. Now, What happens when the fat is inside the fat cells? As I told you, our genes are oriented to saving energy and will be reluctant to let it go out from the cell. This is why nature built a sophisticated network of hormones controlling the entry and the exit of fat from the fat cell. The most important hormones are the ones controlling our hunger, and as usual in human physiology, we have two opposite hormones. The ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone, which means that when your stomach is empty, this hormone is released and asks you to eat. The leptin, which is the satiety hormone, which means that when your stomach is full, the hormone is released and asks you to stop eating. Adiponectin is an hormone exclusively produced in the fat tissue, and it's acting in partnership with leptin and with insulin. G3PDH is not a hormone, it is an enzyme, and this is a bad guy. Because when released, all carbohydrate will be converted to fat. Norepinephrine is an hormone which increases thermogenesis, which means heat production by the body, and consequently will help to burn more fat. So what happens when we become obese? Our fat tissue, especially the abdominal one, becomes the reservoir of very aggressive molecules which are creating a silent inflammation syndrome. What means that? It means that those bad molecules will bind with leptin and insulin, stopping them to do their job. They will create a vicious circle where leptin cannot play the satiety role, and you will feel hungry all the time. Then you eat a lot, but insulin cannot play the role with sugar and fat. Sugar will increase in the blood, creating diabetes type 2. Adiponectin, which is partnered with leptin, is not anymore functional. It is a mess which will lead to a lot of chronic diseases, including diabetes and cancer. This is why Jeunesse created ZenBodi, a line of 3 products designed to help you to lose fat while keeping as much as possible your lean mass intact. ZenBodi is a line of 3 products designed for 3 targets: stop craving, start burning fat, rebuild muscles. Let's see the first one, Zen Shape. Zen Shape is designed to help you regain leptin and adiponectin appropriate levels to avoid craving and hunger. The major ingredient is Ervingia gabonensis, known as African mango. Combined with green tea and raspberry ketone, this is the best things you can try if you do have a big appetite. African mango will help you to regulate leptin level. Raspberry ketones search for all the fat cells in your body and make them available for use as energy by increasing the level of adiponectin. Green tea will support epinephrine levels and help burning fat. The 3 ingredients will reduce the level of G3PDH and reduce the risk of converting sugar to fat. ZenShape is presented in capsules, and we recommend to take 2 capsules twice a day, if possible before meals. Any pregnant or lactating woman or anybody with medical condition should consult his physician before taking ZenShape. Then look at the second one, ZenFit. ZenFit has been designed to help minimizing muscle loss and regaining muscle that has been lost. It is an amino drink in a stick pack. You mix 1 stick pack with 300 milliliters of cold water 30 to 60 minutes before your 2 main meals with your ZenShape capsules. Each stick contains 20 grams of high-quality proteins plus all the branch-chain amino acid plus extra L-leucine. Amino acids are essential to your health, but your body cannot produce them on its own. As we age, it is harder to build or maintain muscles even with exercise. However, studies have shown that what we need is more of the amino acid called L-leucine, and ZenFit has it. L-tyrosine helps increase basal metabolism and maintain production of the thyroid gland, which can fall during period of dieting. ZenFit has L-tyrosine. Branch amino acids are especially important to be able to spare or build muscle that has been stimulated by exercise. ZenFit has it. Finally, amino acids also activate neurotransmitters in the brain, which can elevate your mood. Let's go to the next one and the last one, ZenPro. Protein is the ultimate muscle fuel. That's why we have incorporated in ZenPro a premium protein blend of whey, rice, pea, and chia seed powder. The ZenPro formula also incorporates a probiotic blend of healthy bacteria to optimize digestion and help you to stay lean. You mix 1 packet with 300 milliliters of cold water or rice or almond milk and have a snack or 2 any time in the day. How to see results? Usually you jump every day on your scale to watch the progress. Don't do that with ZenBodi. Use another tool. The first things to do is to find out if you have too much fat. And for that, there is many tools, some very expensive. But the best one, the most accurate, is a tape in centimeter to measure the waist circumference. Be sure to get a tape of adequate length and place the tape at the level of the belly button. For a woman, a waist circumference under 80 centimeters is healthy. If it is between 80 and 88, there are some risk, but still rapidly reversible. Above 88 centimeters, risk of cardiovascular disease and other chronic disease are quite important. For men, your health is at risk above 94 centimeters, and this risk is quite high, above 102 centimeters. Your waist circumference will be your guide during the trip to better health. Meanwhile, If you wish to go to a maximum value and maximum result from ZenBodi, you should improve your lifestyle. My name is William Amzalag. See you at our next episode. Thank you.
Jeunesse. We are redefining youth.
Thank you.